Hello, hello, hello out there. How you doing, brothers and sisters out there? I see some of you all up in that window. How you doing, how you doing, how you doing? I hope that some of you had a good week. We're about to head into the weekend. We're about to head into the 4th of July holiday. Come on in, come on in, come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. I really look forward to talking to you all. You just don't know. This is one of the main parts of the day, my brothers and my sisters, where I like coming to talk to you, my family. Just because we don't have the same blood running in our veins, we still are family, my brothers and sisters. So come on in, come on in, come on in. We're going to get to this content tonight. I hope that you can use it and apply it to your life. It's something going to be thought provocative, and it will help you, my brother. It will help you, my sister. How you doing, Sister Pamela? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I see your joint Hancock down there. How you doing, Sister Pamela? How you doing, Sister Vaya? How you doing? How you doing? Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. This particular content that I'm going to talk about tonight, I guarantee you it's going to help you. How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? Thank you so much for coming in, my brother. Thank you so much for coming in, my sister. I'm not going to waste your time tonight. When I come to you, my brother and sister, I come to you in a spirit of love to be able to help you and guide you, especially when it comes to this thing called relationships. How you doing, Sister Flo? With that big bag of popcorn, come on in, come on in, come on in. I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sisters. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We gonna have a good time tonight for a short period of time. I know some of you all might have something that you would like to do tonight, and guess what? I'm gonna let you do it because I'm not gonna hold you late tonight, okay? How you doing, Sister Brenda Bailey? How you doing? Now, for those of you that do not know of me, let me introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. When I talk about relationships, my brother and sister, I talk about relationship from a biblical perspective. When I say a biblical perspective, I believe strongly in how God started off the relationship. God, he had a unique relationship with a man, and that man was Adam. After God had that unique relationship with that man, Adam, God knew within his infinity wisdom that it was not good for man to be alone. So what did God decide to do? And it was nothing on the spur of the moment. God had this plan in mind from eternity. And now he stepped into time when he created the man. After he had given that man his role, his responsibilities, his duty, and his boundary, he's called this man to go to sleep. And when he called this man to go to sleep, he gently reached into the side and he got a rib out of the man gently. And by the way, you all go ahead and get you a bag of popcorn or soda, courtesy of Sister Flo Martin. Go ahead and grab it and come up a little closer. Come on closer so I won't lose no more. I want you to sit in the back and go to sleep. Come on up close, all my brothers and sisters. We got some good seats in the front so you can enjoy the show. But back to what I was saying. God stepped to the side, and when he stepped to the side, he ripped that rib, he formed what is called a woman. And he represented the woman to the man, and he stepped back and seen what the man was going to call her. Keep in mind, God gave Adam dominion and everything over his created, his creation, right? His physical creation. So when he presented Eve to Adam, Adam looked at that woman, and Adam knew that that woman came out of him. So therefore, Adam said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I'm going to call her woman because she came from man. Now, if there are any people that are looking at this particular broadcast, if you believe in any other type of relationship, any type of exotic relationship or whatever, you have what is called a free will, so you can do whatever you want to do. But I encourage you to get a bag of popcorn. We got enough for tonight. Get your soda and look at this content. You don't have to go nowhere, but maybe you will learn something. With that said, we're about to get into this content tonight. The content tonight is when someone leaves your life, God will send someone better. Believe me. When someone leaves your life, my brother, when someone leaves your life, sister, God will send someone better. Believe me. Again, I must stress this. When someone leaves your life, God will send someone better. Believe me. Question, my brothers and sisters, has someone ever left you? Raise your hand. In your lifetime, you was in a relationship with someone. Has someone ever left you? I would be the first to raise my hand. I have experienced someone walking out of my life. I have really experienced that more than one time. But someone that were really, really dear to me, I heard it. My heart bled one time in my life. I can remember this. It really bled one time in my life. So I know what it's like for someone to walk out of your life. But there's some encouraging news. You got to understand it, my brothers and sisters. Just because someone walk out of your life, you could be thinking that that's your world. That's what you could be thinking. But you don't know what's going to happen down the road. Like I didn't know what was going to happen down the road. You know what I mean? So you never know, because what happened to me, my brother and sister, I made a conscious choice and got into a relationship years ago. Oh, thank you all, brother and sister. You see, some people do really know what it's like to have someone to walk out of a relationship. So you can understand, a lot of you brothers and sisters, you have walked down that valley before, but guess what? You will experience the mountaintop. So we understand you could walk down this valley and have someone to lead you, but believe me, there's someone up on the mountaintop. There's a ram in that bush on the top of that mountain. And when the person walked out of my life, you know why? I don't blame the person for walking out of my life. You know why? Because I'm responsible for making a conscious decision. I made a conscious decision to get into that relationship, so therefore it was all on me. You know why it was all on me? Because I did not wait for God. If I would have waited for God, it would have worked out another way. But no, I had to do it my way. So since I did it my way, I helped God hands like this that was locked, because I did it without him. So I understood this. Now, this particular content tonight, my brother and sister, is for those of you that will experience someone leaving you. If you never have experienced someone leave you, keep on living. Especially if you're younger, keep on living. More than likely, you're going to experience someone that's going to leave you in the future. There are some of you right now, as I'm speaking here tonight, before the 4th of July, you think the Independence Day about to come. Somebody probably going to walk out on you on Independence Day within 2 days. That's going to be their 4th of July. It's going to be a problem, a man or woman that's about to walk away from you. And I'm also speaking to those of you, how you doing, Sister Cheryl Smith? And I'm also talking to those of you that you probably feel right now, if somebody have left you, that you are a failure because a man and a woman left you. Let me tell you this, my brother and sister. Just because a man or a woman left out of your life, that does not mean that you are a failure. Don't ever think that you're a failure because someone walking out of your life, and don't care about what people think about it. You understand? Don't care about what people think about it and what they're going to say about you. You may be alone. You may be alone, but you're never lonely, my brother and sister. We are going to talk about some of you single brothers and sisters. And after we talk about some of you single brothers and sisters, then we are going to talk to some of you married brothers and sisters. Okay, so it's going to be a 2-part thing, and it's going to be 2 nights. And it's not going to be that long. First of all, I'm going to address my single brothers and sisters. And single brother and sister, when I address you, don't get up and leave, because if you plan on getting married, it could apply to you too, okay? So we're going to get into it. But remember, you are not alone, but you are never lonely. Now, there is a thing, my brother and sister, that are called seasons. Sister Flo said, thank you, God, for the ram in the bush. And I ain't talking about the beer. Oh yeah, you're right, Sister Flo. There are some things that are called seasons. And there are some of you people that are going to go through this thing called season. We know what the season's about, right? Right now, we in the midst of where we at now? Spring, summer, where we at? We in the summertime, okay? We in the summertime. Then you're going to have fall, winter, and spring. It's recycles, okay? We're in the season. And that's a lot of time how some relationship go. It goes through sometime season. And during some of these seasons, there's a possibility in one of these seasons somebody going to leave you. At that time when someone leaves you, my brother and sister, you might shed some tears. Nothing wrong with shedding tears. You might hurt. Nothing wrong with being hurt. Nothing wrong with shedding tears. That's part of life, my brother and sister. Everything that you can see and touch, it has a beginning date and it has an expiration. Go to the grocery store and get something. You're going to see an expiration date on it, and there's a reason why. So when you get in a relationship, my brother and sister, that doesn't mean that that's the end of your destiny. When someone walk out of your life, my brother and sister, most of your family members, a lot of your friends, co-worker, and even social media, they would tell you how to handle getting through a relationship from a world standpoint. Okay, now stay with me. Again, when someone leaves out of the relationship with you and you going through the thing where you're shedding tears and hurting, your family, your friends, your co-worker, and social media, when you put it out there, people are going to have all this advice for you. But let me tell you, my brother and sister, you're going to have to be very, very careful who you listen to when someone walk out of your life. Now, a lot of times they may mean, especially those people that are very close to you, they really may mean to help you, right? But a lot of times they're going to give you bad advice. Most of the time, your family, social media, where your family, your friend, your coworker, social media, the natural thing for them to basically tell you, and you know I'm about to tell the truth, and this is what they mostly tell you, go ahead and start dating someone else. That's how they think that you can get over your heart bleeding. Date someone else. That is the wrong maneuver, my brother and sister. And you see, at that particular time, not only for women, but for men, you are vulnerable at that time. And you might decide to take them up on it. But let me tell you this, my brother and sister. At that time when somebody walk away, the wrong move to make is to immediately get in a relationship. You're not ready for a relationship. How you doing, Sister Mona? Believe me, you're not ready for a relationship. And you got to remember this thing, what I'm about to tell you, this theme. The theme is, you may be alone, but you're never lonely. There's a difference between being lonely and, being alone and lonely. If you could remember this, my brother and sister, once upon a time, Adam was alone. He was not lonely. You got to put that in your mind. Adam was alone, but he was not lonely. But we're going to talk about that a little more in the presentation. Again, you may be alone, but you're never lonely. Now, my single brothers and sisters, you don't want to be unequally yoked. This is the first thing when it comes to a relationship, my brother and sister. My single brother and sister, the fatal thing that could happen to you is what is called unequally yoked. Unequally yoked is a concept like if you was a farmer and you didn't have no tractor out there and you have some oxen out there and you have donkeys and horses and stuff like that. There's this wooden thing, a wooden bar that you connect to an ox on this side and one on this side. But you see, the thing about an ox, you got to be very careful when you line an ox up. You understand? How you doing, Sister Lee? You got to be very careful. Now, there's this farmer that I know. He had some oxen, right? And he let this one oxen decide, I want that oxen to work with me. So what the farmer do? The farmer allowed that ox to choose its partner. So when the bar got put on both of their necks, there was a discovery. One was strong and one was weak. And the one that was strong seen that he or she was pulling the relationship where the other one wasn't really pulling. So it hurt the progress, you understand? So that one oxen one day was sitting down and said, woo, I did a lot of things today. I had so much work to do. And then that oxen privately went to the farmer and said, look, that oxen that I chose, the oxen is okay, but that oxen is weak. And then and then the oxen said to the farmer, what do you think I should do? And the farmer said, are you willing to let me choose that person to be with you? And the oxen said, yeah. And so the farmer chose another oxen that first oxen didn't even think about looking at. So the farmer put the two oxen together and they plowed successfully. The ground broke up and they had a successful work condition. Now, who is this farmer and who are the two oxen? The farmer is God. You see, God will allow a man or a woman to get in a relationship because God gives every man or woman a free will. God will be there, but he will let you do your thing. And God will let you, as this group called Queen used to have a song, How You Doing, Sister Chain Chain? It's the group that called Queen a long time ago said, another one bite the dust. Y'all remember that song, Another One Bite the Dust? So God will allow you to bite the dust until you come to your senses, okay? God will let you go through that prodigal stuff until you come to your senses. And then when God puts you with the right mate, you will not be unequally yoked. If you leave it to your own intellect, your feelings and stuff, my brother and sister, you're going to choose the wrong person. It may feel right, but it's not right. It may go for years, but it's not right. And when you get to yourself, you're going to know something is missing. That person was not supposed to be on your journey, walking your journey with you. Okay? Now, if two oxen are unequally yoked, they can't complete the task together. So you have to have two strong ox to plow the ground, with the farmer being God. And you the ox brother and you the ox sister. So you both have strength. And God is guiding you, okay? Because he's planting the seed as you break ground. So God is dropping and then God is closing. Because God gave you what is called a purpose, brother. And he gave you a purpose, sister. He gave you a gift, brother. And he gave you a gift, sister. So God collectively put you all together. So if God put you together, you are equally yoked. You're not unequally yoked. Now, my brother and sister, if you are unequally yoked, you're probably going to run into three things, okay? Okay. First, you could experience being in a relationship with a person that is a narcissist. And as you know, a narcissist is defined as a person who has excessive interest in or admiration for his or herself. So you got a person that into me, myself, and I. These type of people will leave you if you don't praise them. You okay? Sister Monica said, oh, okay. Sister Monica said, great top. I have several people trying to introduce me to someone. I know it's the spirit. This is not the way for me by meeting my future kingdom husband. Amen, sister. Amen. We're going to touch on what you're talking about. Thank you, Sister Monica, for sharing that with us. So you, my brother and sister, you may experience being with a narcissist. If you don't feed that narcissist ego and stuff, that narcissist is going to go to where he or she is fed. Because that narcissist want to feel like he or she is the center of your universe. You understand? How you doing, Sister Harvey? Yeah, you will get choked on the yoke. You sure will. The second type of person that will probably walk away from you, this person is a toxic person. And a lot of you probably have experienced what a toxic person is. A toxic person is defined as a person that brings out the worst in you. Remember, misery love company. All misery love company, my brother and sister. So if you bypass a narcissist, you done ran into that person, a toxic person. Some of you know what a toxic person is. A toxic person walk around with the cloud over his or her head every day. You can go outside and the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. But that person gonna pick a small cloud. How you doing, mother? That person is going to pick a small cloud and say, hey, there go a cloud. That means it's gonna rain. Those the type of people. Or you could have this perspective, my brother and sister. You could say, you could have a glass like this. And it could be leveled right here at the center, right? It could be leveled at the center. And depending on your perspective, You positive, brother and sister, you'll probably say, if it's the halfway point, you'll probably say the glass is half full. But if you have a toxic person, they're going to say the glass is half empty. Two different people, two different perspectives. You, my brother, you, my sister, you need someone in your life that when they look at the glass that halfway, they said that the glass is half full. You know why? Because you'll say, at least I got something to drink. But the person that look at it another way, that's a negative type of person. You don't want that. Another thing, my brother and sister, you see, God has a purpose for your life, my single brothers and sisters. And that person doesn't supposed to be there. You understand? My single brothers and sisters, if you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic type of person, it's going to be one of the two personality, or it might be a combo. Now, you got a combo, ooh, you got some problems. You got a narcissist that want things to go his or her way and want you to say that it's all about he or she, and plus they got a negative attitude. That's double trouble. But there's a remedy, and the remedy is you got to understand it, my brother and sister, before you go into a relationship. God has a purpose for your life that person doesn't supposed to be there. Are you not aware, my brother and sister, sometimes you're trying to hold on to a narcissist or a toxic person. You holding on. And God got you by your collar trying to pull you back. But you resisting God. I know, I have been there before, my brother and sister. I have resisted God. God holding me by my collar and saying, let that woman go. Let her go, Tony. And God have held some of you all shoulders, collars. But you held on to that person. That person, you thought that the world revolved around that person. You thought that you was going to be lonely. You didn't think about being alone, but you were thinking about being lonely. What is the theme for today? You may be alone, but you're not lonely. Let me tell you this, my single brothers and sisters. If you find yourself alone, it's a distinct difference. If you find yourself alone, this is what it's time for you to do. It's time for you to get closer to God. The world would say, go date somebody. Your brother Tony telling you to get closer to God, because remember, everything is inside out. Get closer to God at that time. When someone walk out your life, you got to understand it was not Adam by himself once upon a time. Adam was alone. God said that it's not good for man to be alone. If you remember that God didn't say it's not good for man to be lonely. God said it's not good for man to be alone. How you doing, Sister Jacqueline? You understand? It's not good for man to be alone. Adam knew what it was like to be alone, but he was not depressed. If you lonely, you're going to be depressed. You understand? That's what you're going to be. You're going to be depressed if you got this thing lonely, and then you're going to have to go to the doctor. And what I'm about to say is not funny, but you're going to go to the doctor, and he's going to throw some Prozac on you and stuff like that, because you let a man and a woman, you put a man and a woman up on a pedestal. And I have to tell you this, how you doing, my sister? I have to tell you this, my brother and sister. Sometimes, and they go for men too, women ain't the only one that take Prozac. And I'm not trying to make fun of it, but when I'm telling you, when you put a man and a woman up on a pedestal, and you got to deal with medication, that's because you got the wrong person on a pedestal or the wrong thing. No one don't supposed to go on that pedestal but God. I love my wife Cinderella, but she ain't finna get on no pedestal. She better not ever tell me she number one. If she ever tell me number one, I will show her who number one, and she feel the same way too. I'm not her number one. God is her number one, and God is my number one. She's my number two, and I'm her number two. My family is 3. My friends is 4. And my acquaintances and all that other stuff. But you, my brother, and you, my sister, you are family to me. Even though we don't have the same bloodline, we could be brother and sister according to the Spirit. You understand? That's why I love you, my brother and sister. And when in this world, it's all about relationship. It's other relationship besides men and women, but I talk about the relationship between men and women. Another thing, my brother and sister, when you get closer to God, it goes to this part. Don't date. Don't date. Listen to me, my brother and sister. You won't be missing out on nothing. You will not be missing out on nothing. It's time to heal. You have to let God heal you inside out. He has to heal you. He has to soothe your soul. He has to soothe your mind. He has to soothe your will. He has to soothe your emotion. He got to give your body a rest, because most of the time you probably been having sex all the time. So you need rest with your soul, and your body need to rest, and your pocket need to rest, because you've been spending money trying to keep that person happy and giving that person all your money, and you can't pay your light bill. Now your pocket can rest. You understand? And that's when that's why I'm telling you, don't listen to the way the world tell you how to do it. Now, when you look at stuff like YouTube, Facebook, and everything, they're not going to tell you some of the stuff that it's going to be a few people that will tell you what I'm telling you, but not most of them, because most of them will give you advice according to the world, because they're looking for likes and they're looking for shares and all that kind of stuff. Like me, share this, share that. That's all they want. It's about being popular. I'd rather be unpopular, but and I don't have to be liked. I don't really have to be liked, long as you love me for what I'm doing for you. You understand, my brother and sister? Love, and it's not all about emotion. It's about you have to make a decision. I make a decision to come talk to you, my brothers and sisters, because I don't want you to touch that stove and get your hand burnt. I have touched it for you, and other people, men and women, have touched it for you, and I share things with you. And remember, King Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun, and that about relationships. When it comes to men and women, there's nothing new. Technology is new, but not relationship. There's nothing new. So I try to keep you, I try to hold that detour sign in your face. I try to put that yellow flashing light in your face. And I try to say, don't go. Don't go. You will get burnt. The stove look cold, but you will get burnt. You know, it's just like a parent tell the child. How you doing, Sister Linda Grow? The parent tell the child, don't touch that stove. And then little Johnny say, what's wrong with the stove? I don't see nothing wrong with the stove. That's what little Johnny be saying. I don't see nothing wrong with the stove. And then when Mama walk out, guess what little Johnny do? Why did Mama tell me not to touch the stove? Why did Mama tell me not to touch the stove? Then this what little Johnny do? Mama run back in there. What's wrong? Didn't I tell you not to touch the stove? I hope we don't have no little Johnny and little Jennifers out there. Don't touch the stove, my single brother and sister, because if you get closer to God and you don't date no one, because you are vulnerable at that time, and you could be very resentful. You could want revenge. And then the person that come up next, if you notice this, my brother and sister, when you come out of a bad relationship, most of the time, you're going to run into a Band-Aid or a bridge over troubled water. What do I mean by a Band-Aid or a bridge over troubled water? Most of the time, the next person, not all the time, but most of the time, the person that you're going to meet is not the person that you're going to be with. Because some of you want to grab onto a relationship because you don't want to experience those tears, and you don't want to experience that hurt. You have to go through that tears, and you have to go through that hurt. If you don't go through the tears and hurt, and if you don't rest, you just taking baggage into another relationship. You don't want to take baggage into another relationship. And you might not be conscious of it, but all that baggage is going to be subconscious. How you doing, Sister Chain Chain? Sister Chain Chain said, I married my best friend from high school back in 2010, unaware that he was a narcissist. That was evil control spirit was revealed after the fact. He said that he came in my life to get revenge. You see, sister, she know what I'm talking about. But you see, my brother and sister, don't jump immediately into a relationship. Rest. What did I say? Rest. I said let the Lord soothe your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotion. You got to spend time with the Lord. And how do you spend time with the Lord? You have to pray to him and you have to listen to him. His spirit going to be talking to you, and read his book, the Bible. If you read the book if you read his words in the Bible, it will transform your mind. It will soothe you. The Lord word works better than medicine. As a matter of fact, the Lord word is like medicine. So when the Lord spirit is impressing on your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotion, and then, like I said, it goes to your body, because more than likely you were having sex with that person, your body need a rest. Your body need a rest. It really does need a rest. So you need to be completely cleansed. You need to be separated. You need to get yourself together. Do you, at that time while you're serving the Lord, do you. Because round the corner, there's a ram in the bush. That person that you thought you needed, my single brother and sister, you will, the Lord got that ram in the bush, and when you let that person go, and when you get through your tears and your hurt, God gonna bring that person, and then when God bring that person into your life, my brother, when God called you to find that woman, and sister, when God called that man to find you, you gonna go back in your mind, cause I have went back in my mind, and then you look back and you say, why did I get with that person? Why did I get with that person? Why did I do it? The reason why you're gonna do it, you must admit, my brother and sister, you made a conscious decision. You made a decision to do it your way. Just like I did it my way, because I know what it's like to choose a person outside of God. I did it my way, so I had to take it until God had to recover me. You understand? And that doesn't mean that you are a failure, my brother and sister. Even though I have failed, that does not mean that I'm a failure. I will be the first to raise my hand. Yes, I have failed in a relationship. And then some people will say, well, why should they listen to you? Haven't you had the vote before? Why should people listen to you? I said, they don't have to listen to me. As a matter of fact, you don't have to listen to me. But you know what? God used people that fail on things. God used people that are at the low end of the totem pole. He used people that up there too, but he used people for an example. To show people that he is the God and he can make a nobody out of somebody. Understand? Now, you may be alone, but you're not lonely. Keep that theme in mind. You may be alone, but you're not lonely. According to 2 Corinthians 6:14-18, this is what God's word said. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. That's the first thing, my brother and sister. If you are a believer, do not get with an unbeliever, because you're going to lose. I'm telling you, you're going to lose. King Solomon was the most wisest man on earth, but he lost because he thought he could do it his way. He thought he was Frank Sinatra. I did it my way, or whoever, it was him or Dean Martin, what song I think of Frank Sinatra. I did it my way. King Solomon was the wisest man that ever lived, but he did it his way. He got unequally yoked with all those other women. Samson got really unequally yoked with Delilah. You see, you can't win. You're going to lose, my brother and sister, if you get with an unbeliever. Don't touch the stove. You're not no exception. Solomon did it. Samson did it. I did it. Some other brothers out there have done it. Some other sisters out there have done it. Look at us. We touched the stove for you. It's hot. I'm telling you, it's hot. Like Lil Wayne say, the block is hot. It's hot. It's hot. Now, be not unequally yoked again together with unbelievers, for what fellowship has righteousness with unrighteousness? None, zero. And what communion has light with darkness? Zero. And what concord have Christ with Balaam? None. Or what part has he that believed with an infidel? An infidel again is an unbeliever. None, zero. And what agreement has the temple of God, that means your body, because God resides in your body if you're a believer with an idol. 0. For ye are the, check this out. This is what you are, my brother and sister. This is what you are. You got to know who you are. You got to know why you're here, and you got to know where you're going. For ye are the temples of the living God. It's not talking about a building made by your hand. Your body is the temple of God. God's spirit lives in your body if you open your life to Christ, and your soul is there. So you got God's spirit in you, and you got your personal soul. You understand? As God has said, I would dwell in them. You got to understand this when the Spirit of God in you. When people meet you, my brother and sister, you got to understand what I'm saying. When people meet you, they're going to think that you're peculiar. They're going to think that you something strange about you, and you're not in the group called Cameo singing strange. But they're going to say something strange about him or her. Something wrong with them. Because they're going to notice it. You know what they're going to be noticed, but they're not going to know what's going on. They're going to have a visitation from the Lord. The Lord going to make a personal visit in your body. So you have to represent, my brother and sister, because God telling you what's going on. God say this, I would dwell in them. What does that mean? God going to be living in you. So a lot of people think God up in heaven, right? He is in heaven. He's everywhere. His spirit is in you. Understand? So God is everywhere. So God is in you. And he said, I would dwell in them. That means he's going to live in you. Okay? And then not only that, this is what God also said. He said, and I'm going to walk in them. So when you walk, God is in you. He's walking with your soul. He's in there with your soul. So wherever your body goes, that's where your soul is at, and that's where the Spirit of the Lord is at. And he said, and I will be their God. He's your God. And they shall be my people. That's personal. Understand? That's personal. Wherefore, come out from among them. That means come out from beyond all unbelievers. You need to be with someone that believes in God, my brothers and sisters. You don't need to be with a worldly person. Yes, they might look good. Yes, they may have gold. Yes, they might have money. Yes, they may have, the men might have a six pack. The woman might be like a fine mama jamma. They might have those fancy cars. They may have those fancy houses. They may have go on those exotic trips. They might be famous. They may be popular. They may have power. But guess what? You have it all. What you have, they don't. You have God. God owns everything. God even owns what they have, and they think it's theirs. They walk around. This is mine. This is mine. That's God. God is in you. God owns what they got. Only thing God doing letting them, they stewards of it. God seeing what they're going to do with the stuff that he loaned to them. Little do they know that they're going to die, possibly before Jesus comes. What would a man exchange for his soul? That's the question that Jesus asked. What would a man give up for his soul? Jesus made a statement. Jesus told a story. Jesus said, there was this rich man, right? And he had a whole bunch of stuff. So he got more stuff, right? He got a whole bunch of stuff, right? And then Jesus said, the man say, I'm getting all this stuff. What I'm going to do? I got this small barn, so I'm going to tear down this barn, and I'm going to build a bigger barn, and I'm going to put all my stuff in it. And you know what Jesus called that man? Jesus said he's a fool, because Jesus said, your soul going to be required of you tonight. You understand? So my brother and sister, you have a soul. Don't get your soul mixed up with an unbeliever. That's being unequally yoked. You got your warning. You got your warning tonight. If you with someone that unequally yoked, yeah, you might care for them and stuff, but you need to cut the ties. You single brother and sister. I'm about to get to the married people. You single brother and sister. You have it easier to walk away. And then the Lord said, and don't touch the unclean thing, and I will receive you and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be. This is what Jesus is telling you. And ye shall be my sons and my daughters, said the Lord Almighty. You see, I'm telling you who you are. Those of you that have the Spirit of the Lord. You are the sons and daughter of the Lord. So why are you going to get mixed up with a worldly person? You too good for it. You brother, sister, you too good for a worldly person. You got to understand who you are. You are the son and daughter of God. You got to claim who you are. And since I'm telling you who you are, act accordingly. You going beneath yourself when you deal with a worldly person. Let them call you stuck up. Let them call you old-fashioned. Let them call you name. You may be alone, but you're not lonely. Now, my married brothers and sisters, let me tell you this. Listen carefully. When someone leaves your life, God will send someone better. Believe me. Again, my married brother and sister, like I just told my single brother and sister, when someone leaves you, your life, God will send someone better. Believe me. Okay? Sister Mother said, I am the daughter of the king. Amen. Sister, how you doing, Sister Taylor? How you doing? Now, you married brother and sister, listen to what your brother Tony gonna say. I'm just the news reporter. I'm not on CNN. I'm not on CBS or NBC. I'm not on there, but this is the station I'm on. I'm on the station GOD, live and in color. This is where, and I'm about to report the news to you brothers and sisters that are married. 1 Corinthians 7:10. It started at 1 Corinthians 7:10, and it goes on. Listen carefully, my brother and sister. Don't hear me. Listen to what I'm about to say, okay? Listen carefully. Paul wrote this. He was inspired by the Spirit of the Lord, and this is directed to you, married brothers and sisters. Some of you have got with the wrong person, and Paul is about to address it. I have been with the wrong person before, so I know what Paul talking about. Listen and learn, my brother and sister, because I had to listen and learn. Ouch, I touched the stove. To the married, I give this commandment. Now Paul is saying, to the married, I give this commandment. Not I, but the Lord. Now Paul telling you exactly where he got it from. This is what Paul doing. He eliminating his opinion. He's eliminating. He said, nah, you think this coming from me, but nope, this coming straight from the Lord Jesus. And we go on with it. A wife must not separate from her husband. This is going to be some sticky what I'm about to talk about. A wife must not separate from her husband. But, this is a contrast. But if she does, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband. Now, some of you saying, well, Tony, you got a divorce, you got married. Hey, I know some of you all thinking that way, but I got some answers for you. Hold on now. Hold on. And a husband must not divorce his wife. To the rest, I say this, not I, but the Lord. Now, in this part, the Lord is allowing Paul to say something, okay? Okay, and this is what Paul say. If any brother have a wife who is not a believer, key thing, if a brother have a wife that is not a believer and she be willing to live with him, he must not divorce her. So, brother, if you got with the wrong woman and she be happy to stay with you, you like Chuck, you stuck. Hey, but I got some more stuff to read. Don't feel like you trapped all the way. Just hold on, brother. Now I'm finna get to the sister shortly. And if a woman has a husband who is not a believer and he is willing to live with her, she must not divorce him. Oh, some of you sisters feeling trapped now, right? You go to worship service by yourself and your husband at home looking at football and stuff. He don't want to hear what your preacher say, right? He don't want to hear it. Hold on. Don't get mad. I got some more to read, okay? For the unbelieving husband has been sanctified through his wife, and the unbelieving wife has been sanctified through her believing husband. Otherwise, your children will be unclean. So if you got with the wrong person and you have children, the Lord will sanctify your children. You understand? Because you did something that you shouldn't have done anyway. So the Lord looked on you and said, that boy or that woman, they made a big mistake, but the children didn't do it. So I got to do something for the children. That's how the Lord be stepping in, right? And then it say, for the unbelieving husband have been sanctified through his wife, and the unbelieving wife have been sanctified through her believing husband. Otherwise, your children would be unclean, but as it is, they are holy. Your children holy now. Now, here it is, my brothers. So I know some of you want to hear this part, right? But key thing is listen carefully. Listen carefully, listen carefully, listen carefully. Get the wax out of your ear, my brothers. Do you want me to let you go get a rag and clean out your ear? Go ahead right quick so I can drink a little of this apple juice. Go ahead and get a little wax out of your ear because I got some news for you, okay? For those of you that got stuck like Chuck. Hold on. Oh, you got the wax out of your ear? Now I'm back. But if the unbeliever leaves, you understand? It said, but if the unbeliever leaves, if you got married and you unequally yoked, you need to concentrate on what I'm about to say. But if the unbeliever leaves, let it be so. That means don't hold on to them. Let them go. That don't mean that you coerce them to leave. Okay, you don't kick them out. Let him or her leave on their own, the unbeliever, because this is the strategy, okay? But if the unbeliever leave, let it be so. The brother, check this out, the brother or the sister is not bound in such a circumstance. God have called us to live in peace. You got that, my brothers and sisters? So if you are married, and your mate the unbeliever, and you believe in God, but you can't manipulate the situation, okay, my brother said you can't manipulate and piss the person off where they're gonna leave. They have to leave on their own initiative, okay? When they leave, they unbeliever. When they leave, the brother or sister is not bound in such circumstance. So, my brother and sister, let me tell you this: if your mate leave and it end up in a divorce and something like that, let the world say, well, you a failure. You this and that. You see, they don't know this part right here. They don't know about that part. How do you know, wives, whether you will save your husband? Or how do you know, husband, whether you will save your wives? So if that unbeliever stay, that's why they're telling you, if they be pleased to stay, let them stay. Because it's a possibility, brother, that unbelieving woman that you got, it's a possibility that she might believe in the Lord based on your conduct, how you talk and your behavior. And the same thing too, sister, based on your conduct, how you talk and your behavior, you could win the woman. Because you know what, my brother and sister, those of you that are believers and you got messed up in a messed up situation, your mate, your husband or wife, going to be watching you. They're going to be listening. They're going to be listening how you talk. And then they're going to watch how you behave. They're going to test you. An unbelieving husband and an unbelieving wife are going to test you. The tests are going to come. It got to happen because they're unbelievers. They don't understand who you are. They think they know who you are, but they don't understand, my brother and sister, that you are a daughter or a son of God. They don't understand that. They hear, but they don't understand it. What they really don't understand is the Lord is actually in you. Brother, if you have an unbelieving wife and the Lord is in you, she just don't know that the Lord is in you. So on Judgment Day, if she don't become a believer, the Lord could say, you know what? You remember your husband that you were married to? And you said you don't. I was inside of your husband. I didn't see you in there. Nope. No, you showed then. But I was inside your husband. And you sister too, that married to unbelieving husband. Judgment Day. The man say, Lord said, I was in your wife. I didn't see you there. I was in your wife every day. You notice how your wife was talking? You notice how your wife was behaving? Yes, I remember how she used to talk, Lord. Yes, I know how she would talk because he's scared then because he know he's finna bust hell wide open. Yeah, I remember. Jesus, can I talk to your father so I can get up there? Nope, you got to deal with me. Yes, I noticed it was something about how she used to talk. I noticed how she would act, and I just thought she was strange. But that was you? Yes, son, that was me. So they don't have no excuse. Every man and every woman have had a personal contact with the Lord, either through, and this free of charge. If some of you are not aware of this, even angels today take on human bodies. You might think an angel is someone, a bomb or something like that you see out on the highway. You don't know what an angel look like. They appear in human form. And you want me to prove it? I have proved it one time in the past, and I'm going to prove it right now. Listen to me. Listen to me for those of you don't think angels take on human bodies. See, y'all think y'all going to see an angel that flying with wings all the time. Y'all be thinking that, don't you? You look at too much TV. You look at too much TV. You believe all that stuff. TV don't know how angels look. That's another thing some of you brothers and sisters need to understand. They don't know how a real angel look. If the average man or the average woman actually seen an angel, how an angel really look in his glory, or how they are, you would probably pass out if you actually see a real angel. And it no every day you see no real angel in its natural state. But back to this. In Hebrews 13:2, remember now, Hebrews 13:2, it say, do not be forgetful to show hospitality to strangers. For by doing so, some people have shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. You want me to read that again? Oh, I'll read it again. Hebrews 13:2, it said, do not be forgetful to show hospitality. That means show, be kind to people that you don't know. It ain't all about your family. It ain't all about your co-workers. It's not all about your social media people, your Facebook friends. It's about people that you don't know. You see, some of you look, like I said, you're looking for somebody to walk around with wings, right? Do not be forgetful to show hospitality to strangers, for someone by doing so has shown hospitality to angels without knowing it. You understand that, my brother and sister? Some of you all have talked to an angel and you thought it was a human. That's right. You thought it was just human. For some of you sophisticated people that walk around with your nose up and you see somebody, a janitor or something like that, you thinking old Willie is just old Willie. You don't know the real origin of old Willie. Old Willie could be actually an angel, but you don't know it. You just looking at old Willie like he is a stranger. Or Sally, she seemed like she's struggling. She come up to you and say, I need some money for my children. And you look at Sally and you say, you need to get a job. You could have went to school like me. You could have a PhD like me. What's your name? Sally. You see what I'm saying? You got to be careful how you treat people, my brothers and sisters. You have to be very, very careful. Now, back to my story. You may be alone, but you're never alone. Now, my brothers and sisters, now the real person has always been there for us. We decide to do things our own way, and we have failed, but that doesn't mean that we're failures, okay? You're not a failure because you had a failed relationship. Don't ever let no one tell you that you're a failure, my brother and sister. Even though people that been married for 20, 50 years, they will look at you and say, you're a failure. But they going through hell in their house. They fronting in front of people. A lot of people that you see on Facebook and in real life, they be fronting. And they've been together for years. Don't you know, my brother and sister, there are some men and women, they stay in the same house, but they sleeping in different rooms. They just roommates, but they front in front of people. Don't let it fool you. Don't let the green grass fool you. They put that green grass in your face. It's just like this, my brother and sister. Tend to your own grass. Because if you see some grass that look green, guess what? The greener the grass, the more manure over there. Think about it that way. Yeah, the grass look good and it look good and pretty, but there's a lot of manure over there. It's more manure over there. Cut your own grass. Now again, don't let no man or no woman point their fingers at you and tell you that you're a failure. You can't hold no relationship together. How can you tell me what to do? You know what? You, my brother, and you, my sister, since you are a daughter of God, God is a God of second chance. If you let the Lord come into your life and he decide, brother, to bring a woman for you, and sister, if God decide to let a man find you, that's the work of the Lord. And you will have a testimony, my brothers and sisters, that have failed in a relationship. That does not mean you're a failure. You may be alone, but you're not lonely, my brothers and sisters. You understand that? And let me tell you this, my brothers and sisters, remember the topic for today. When someone leaves your life, God will send someone better. Believe me, okay? Believe that. He will do it. The Lord will do it. If you have a desire, the Lord will do it. So don't panic and stuff because it don't happen when you want it to happen. Sister Harvey said, love is a lottery, but you need to buy the ticket. That's right. And hope for the best. That's right. So let me tell you, my brother and sister, if you notice this, my brother and sister, I kept saying tonight, if you remember this, I kept saying this tonight, you may be alone, but you're never lonely. Remember I hinted at when Adam was alone one time. Adam used to be alone, but he was not lonely. You know why he wasn't lonely? Because he was in the presence of the Lord. Adam was in the presence of the Lord before Eve came into the picture. And guess what? When Eve had a relationship with God before she met Adam, because what was Adam doing? He was over there asleep on the grass, slobbing, because that's the best sleep he probably ever had. And he didn't have that propofol stuff in it. He got a special treatment. He was asleep. He was knocked out. So when God formed Eve, God had a unique relationship with Eve before she seen Adam. Well, before she went over to Adam. She probably seen him over there sleeping on the grass. But before that time, God, I could tell you this, God had a unique relationship with Eve before Adam said anything to her. So understand this. Adam had a unique relationship minus Eve. Eve had a unique relationship with God minus Adam. He brought them both together. And you know what happened? You see, God had a relationship with man. God had a relationship with woman. God brought this woman to this man. This man said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, I should call her woman. When Adam was saying this, he was there watching. She stepped to him, and the rest is history. You understand it, my brother and sister? So if you're not in a relationship at this point, that's right, Sister Flo, God have a ram in the bush. Don't ever think, my single brother and sister, that person that leave you, don't think that it can't get no better. Because guess what? And this is another thing, some of you single brothers and sisters, when someone leave you, don't look for someone like him or her. Don't look for trait. You won't find no person. Hopefully you don't run to another narcissist or another toxic person, my single brother and sister. You married brother and sister, if your unbelieving wife or husband leave you, just say, I see you on the other side. That's all you have to do. Say, I will see you on the other side. And with that said, I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. That's right. Let them go. I love you, brothers. I love you, sisters. I hope that you enjoyed this content tonight. If you're single, brothers and sisters, you are not alone. You're not lonely. You're not lonely. You might be alone, but you're not lonely because you got God first. Always have a relationship with God before a man or a woman. I love you, brothers and sisters. We're about to head into the weekend, the 4th of July weekend. If I don't see you no more this weekend, because Lord willing, I'll probably come on here tomorrow night. But if you all have something to do with your family, I hope that you all have a good time with your family and your friends. And by the way, my brothers and sisters, those of you that have been with me for a long period of time, let me say this. My brothers and sisters, those of you that have been with me for almost every time I come on. Let me take this moment. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, brothers and sisters, that been here. I remember you. I'm going to remember you. Long as I don't have no all-timers or Cinderella don't put nothing in my food, I will remember you. Thank you so much, because you people, a lot of you people that have been here with me for a long time, and my newer brothers and sisters, I'm glad that you're here too, okay? But especially you brothers and sisters that have been here with me for a long period of time, I really, really appreciate it, because you all could have been doing something. Y'all show up basically every time when I come on. And I know you all have a life, but I really, really appreciate it. You just don't know, my brother and sister. I really appreciate it. We family here, even though we might not have the same blood. But if I know I'm in the Lord and you're in the Lord, guess what? We brothers and sisters, okay? We brothers and sisters, and we got the best blood. We got the blood of Jesus Christ. You understand? We got the best blood. My brother and sister that you are fairly new and stuff, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. I appreciate all of you. Welcome to the family. We one family here, right? And we're going to keep growing, and we're going to keep growing and growing. There's a lot of brothers and sisters out there that we don't know, but we're going to meet them. And we don't meet them now. We're going to meet them when the Lord Jesus comes in the cloud. We're going to meet him in the cloud. How about that? Amen. I love you, brothers. I love you, sister. Peace out.